to present the county executive to come speak.
My name is Greg Edwards, and I want to tell you that I'm thrilled to be here today. I've had a great relationship working with your president, and I was going to take up a little bit of drumming because I thought that'd help keep me warm. But I see a lot of you, warm up the hands and your cheeks are red, so I'll take that up another time. I'm thrilled to be here, and as I was staying there, I was trying to think the name of the person, and if you know it, shout it out. That said that never doubt that the fact that a few committed individuals. What's it again? Market Mead. Okay, you've all heard it. Well, this is what we have going on right here. A few committed individuals taking an idea and stepping it up. I think that's critically important. Let's thank our drummers again for doing a good job. I'm really asked to speak for a few minutes. I guess I was mistaken. I thought Dan Bull said 58 minutes. But I think he meant now 5 3. I think that's what he was talking about. That I should talk about. I'm thrilled to be here because it's been a while since I've been on a college campus. But it's clear anytime I step onto a college campus, it's in this type of environment where people are free to think, free to experiment with ideas and thoughts and issues. And this is truly what's going on right now and talking about reducing carbon emissions. And I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and tell you what my goals have been, the successes we've already had right here in Chautauqua County in doing precisely what you're asking others to do. But what it takes is a number of things. It takes the commitment that you're all showing about being out here today on a rather cool spring morning in Chautauqua County. It takes education. You're in an educational institution, but you're also informing yourselves about what the opportunities are. What is carbon emissions? How do you reduce them? What steps can you take individually to try and make that happen? It also takes action, and that's exactly what's happening here today as well. People stepping out, being willing to be recognized as a person who's informed and active, and I appreciate you doing that. Chautauqua County, that's where you're living right now. For those of you that weren't born and raised here, thank you for coming to Chautauqua County. I think once you spend a little time getting to know it, you're going to want to stay here. And I'll just tell you a little pitch. There are jobs and opportunities available for you right here. So get to know Chautauqua County, get to love it like we do, and stay. Let me tell you the most exciting project we've got going right now. Chautauqua County has been operating a landfill as a county operation since the late 70s. For the last 8 years, it's been known that landfill, just by the nature of the decomposition of the material in there, is creating gases. One of the gases that's being created is methane. Just last week, I signed a contract with a company called IES to take that naturally produced methane and create green energy, create electricity. No carbon impact at all. And how you do that is this company takes this methane gas and all the other gases coming out of the landfill, cleans it, removes the other corrosive natures in the gas, also removes other gases including CO2. And our next step is to use that CO2 and sell that to the bottling industry and other commercial enterprises to try and make some money. Kind of a strange thought, you'd take CO2 coming out of a landfill and put it in a Pepsi, but that's a whole other matter. But that methane gas is what's going to be used, instead of using diesel fuel, it's going to be used to power large Caterpillar engines that are going to drive turbines, that are going to create electricity and put that out there for use. And all of that is the step in the right direction, and it does precisely what you're talking about. It steps up and reduces carbon emissions. Other things that we're doing also in the counties, we're taking, and we are at county expense, accepting and recycling tires and other hazardous household wastes so they don't end up in the landfills, they don't end up on the sides of the road, they don't end up in ditches polluting our environment. That's something that the county has taken an active role in the past, and we're committed to doing that in the future. Something that is going to be new to Chautauqua County is we're investigating how we can go about a battery recycling program. And I'm not talking about what you typically think is the car battery that you can trade in and they take. I'm talking about the other batteries that we all use all too often and just chuck into the garbage. And where does it go from there? It goes from there into a landfill where eventually over time all the material inside that battery is reintroduced into the environment in a very negative way. So our goal is to find a way that cost effectively, and I think it's worth the cost, but cost effectively removing those from the landfills and from our environment. The other thing is that as county executive, I've been supporting the investigation and where appropriate, the implementation of wind energy. And that's something that technology is finally coming around to a point, there's been enough investment in it
There's been enough government support that's now becoming viable. The town of Arkwright is very aggressive about that. They're out there aggressively moving forward to find places where they can appropriately place windmills. And again, you talk about doing this, stepping up, that's what it's called, stepping up. Use that wind energy, no carbon impact whatsoever, to create electricity. We're also taking in situations where we have existing brownfield, or existing buildings that have contaminants. They call them brownfields. In industrial sectors where there's contaminants, the county is getting involved, and we are removing the buildings, we're removing the contaminants, and creating a space where more industry and more business can be developed. Why? Because I'm firmly committed to development, but I think you have to do it intelligently. I think people love Chautauqua County because we do have a lot of green areas around us. We've got beautiful parks, we've got great woodlots, we've got an opportunity for waterways and streams and lakes, but we're not going to have those if we continue to continue in this sprawl. Because I'll tell you, what a developer likes best, a developer likes that farmland, that nice flat gravel land where they can just say, hey, I'm going to place a warehouse right there. They like that because it's easy, it's clean, it's cheap. What they don't like is looking at a big brick structure and say, well, before I can rebuild, I've got to tear that down, I've got to clean up the contaminants. So what Chautauqua County is doing is we're taking that first step. We're identifying the buildings that need to come down, cleaning up the contaminants, and then we're offering that and marketing that for development to come, preserving our trees, our waterways, our lakes, and that's something that we're absolutely committed to. The last thing that I'll talk to you about is that I've been pleased to work with SUNY Fredonia on the incubator site. The county helped get that developed. We're helping to support its introduction to the community. I think that's going to be great because that's just another spot where bright young minds like yours can incubate these ideas, create them into something that can be viable economically, and encourage that development throughout the nation. I'm thrilled that you're stepping up. I'm thrilled that you're taking time out of your day, and you could be doing anything else other than sitting here in the cold, listening to people talk about the potential for what's out there. And I know you've got a lot of exciting speakers coming up behind me, so I'm going to get out of their way. But I just want to tell you, Chautauqua County and myself as your executive are committed to this. I grew up out in the country. I love being outside, and anything we can do to help support that and also create jobs for you guys and my kids and grandkids, as the president talked about, I'm all for. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time.